Threats, arrests, lawsuits and physical harm. This is the reality faced by journalists all over the world. The Organisation for Security and Cooperation in Europe recognises that despite all the efforts of international institutions, the profession of a journalist is becoming increasingly dangerous.
What we can say is that threats to journalists are, of course, getting different in every year and more complex. In the current situation, what we see, apart from the traditional threats to journalists, such as safety of journalists, which we also mentioned, legal threats, we are also seeing threats to freedom of expression through laws on terrorism, extremism. We are seeing threats to media through accusations such as fake news.
But which countries in Europe are seen to have the worst record on media freedom? According to a report this year by the US-based NGO Freedom House, Russia, Belarus, Turkey and Macedonia were judged to have media environments which are, quote, not free.
Well, there are enormous problems in Turkey. There had never been a time where so many colleagues, so many journalists and media workers were jailed. And last October, our news channel was also closed by a commission established by a decree after the coup. The allegation was that we were endangering national security.
Crimea, the Ukrainian peninsula Russia occupies, is also a dangerous place for journalists who choose not to toe the correct line. Russia is building a military base there, he says, a giant military base. There should be no free journalism or civil society, and there should be no disloyal ethnic groups. Since 2014, human rights defenders have recorded over 460 cases where journalists' rights in Crimea have been violated. Specific individuals are behind each of them. Human rights defenders have made a list of such persons. It was presented to the international community at the OSCE headquarters in Vienna. There are currently 56 enemies of freedom of speech. Among them are Russian officials, Crimean officials, employees of the state security service and law enforcement, as well as those who attacked media representatives. We are going to pass this list to the prosecutor's office. They will review and open criminal cases if there are enough facts. And we have collected enough facts. The people that violate the rights of journalists in Crimea should know that sooner or later they will be punished. Human rights defenders have repeatedly named specific people involved in crimes against the media, but they go unpunished, and the list of enemies of freedom of speech keeps on growing.